What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here. We're going to be running the Surfer Breaker here on node number 1. This is the first one that basically gives people the entry point into the difficulty 4 here. And again, if you guys have seen some of my previous footage already, we're going to be running this on basically every mod here except for the rally, the one where it cleanses the negatives, the warp world, and all the health mods. The health mods are just crazy. We can't do it, we can do it. It's just I don't have the patience for it, and I don't know if my stars on the characters can sustain that kind of it's brutal here. We're having an extra one here, 675. That doesn't sound right. There we go, 660. There we go. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna be running here for node 1. I've already done footage of it for node number 2, but we'll run it for node 1 so you guys can see it as well here. And like I said, it is very, very straightforward once you kind of know the mechanics behind it. The team we use is Phoenix Force 3 plus Odin and Mephisto, and I think a lot of people, I don't know if this is the team that people are using. It's just a team that I've used from day one, and it seemed to work really, really well because we get the mass blind, we get our Omega Red extending the blinds. And then you guys will see here, like I'm not gonna show the entire gameplay footage, but I'll get the setup here showing you guys how we do it, and hopefully you guys are able to kind of get through it now with the same strategy, right? So we apply the basic here. So we take a massive chunk out of Absorbing Man, and then what we do here is we focus on Super Skrull. But basically the 4 characters that we have to watch out for is Super Skrull, both the Starjammers, actually all 3 of the Starjammers, I guess. Whoops. Basically, the 3 Starjammers plus Super Skrull. Those are the 4 dangerous characters on this entire node. And once you control them, it makes it a lot easier. So hopefully that makes sense here. And also, you want to make sure, if you are going to use Odin here, you want to make sure you can pop off his special as well when you can. So with the ability block here, we're going to focus on Alandra. Why? Because even if she's blinded, if you don't use the ability block here, she's going to use the ult, and it just basically it definitely stings for sure. If you don't ability block her, it puts us in a little bit more of a difficult situation. And hopefully you guys are able to see Howard now. So Howard misses because he's blinded. And then, of course, as well, Odin just keeps zapping everybody off, which is just great for us. Now, is there another team that works if you don't have Phoenix Force 3, if you don't have Magneto? Absolutely. There's a lot of different team comps people have already tried out. You're going to have to just kind of do that research on your own. But I can confirm here that if you don't have Magneto and Phoenix and Omega Red here to cancel the speed manipulation, you can throw Sentry in here. Sentry will do the exact same thing that the 3 of these characters can do, and then you can still slot in, for example, for example, Omega Red in here, so he can do the ability block, and he can still, lengthen negatives. It's just, like I said, it's just going to be a little bit of a different fight, but ours is nice because, like I said, with Phoenix Force, it just makes it so easy. He has got so many negatives, and they can lengthen things, and we're focusing on Super Skrull, and it's just so nice. We get that 2-turn blind. Magneto just makes it really, really easy for us here, and I don't really see, if you've been playing this game and you're playing at this type of level, you should have Magneto, Phoenix Force unlocked. My baby account's got him unlocked, so that means theoretically, if you don't have Magneto unlocked, that means you weren't playing this game back in January, because that's when I started my baby account. And what that means here is you shouldn't even really be doing Omega, or sorry, not Omega, but difficulty 4 with your account then, right? Because yeah, my baby account can't even touch we can't even touch difficulty 3. Well, we can do sections of it, but yeah, it's very, very reliant on massive stars. And I'm not willing to invest that kind of resources yet. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to speed the footage up here so you guys can kind of see it. But hopefully you guys can kind of see this is how we start controlling the board. We got the blinds, we got negatives, we got Odin zapping. Very, very straightforward stuff. And just zapping. We'll basic here to lengthen negatives of the blinds. Again, it's just literally, it's that 4-piece there that's such a pain in the arse for this particular node. And I think once people get through this node, it does get a little easier, especially if you have a very decently built up Daring Warriors, and if you know the mechanics and the breakdown of how to take it down. It is very, very straightforward. Keep in mind, I am running this with 600 mods. You do not need to do it with that many mods. I was just you know, like I said, I'm just showcasing how we can do it here. If I run it with 400 mods or 190 mods, it's the same strategy. I will attach the gameplay for my lower mod sections if you guys are wondering how that fight goes as well here, but it's a very similar strategy. We're just playing it at a higher level here, and these guys are healing themselves and they're getting energy when one of their allies dies. It's just, yeah, it's just part of the mechanics of it. It's just more mods just makes these guys a little bit more scarier, a little more trickier, but hopefully you guys can kind of see here that having the Phoenix Force 3 really is a really solid combo here. Also, if some of these characters die off, if Phoenix or Magneto dies off, it doesn't really impact our progress. The only person that I would say would probably be an issue here if you lose him is I would say Magneto, because we do kind of use him in another section, and his mass blind is just amazing. I love it, but it's not a do or die. If anybody dies from this section, like for example, I know some people use Null or they use Professor Xavier. It gets a little bit trickier because if you use those characters, you just got to be very careful of their cooldowns, and I try to bypass that by not even using them at all. So when this next wave drops, very straightforward. You don't even really have to worry about these guys. Odin's just going to zap all these guys to death. So again, like I said, the second wave is kind of a breathing room for us because you literally just take a couple hits here, I think from Namor and Iron Patriot, and really that's kind of it. That's the node in a nutshell. I ability block the Namor because that way he can't ult us, even if he's blinded, right? He can still ult. But like I said, other than that, very straightforward. We're just getting our health back. The Ghost doesn't really do that much damage. Like I said, we're just gonna zap these guys to death here. They've got way less health than the other team. This is a smoother team here. She does her ult, just tickles us. She does her ult, just tickles us. Doesn't do anything at all. Just a little bit of tickling, and Odin's just zapping, healing, getting barrier back to the team, all that good stuff, right? As you guys can kind of see here, yeah, very, very straightforward. Hopefully you guys are able to get through it. And like I said, this will set you up here for the second node if you get through the first one, because the first one is a gatekeeper one, right? It's going to lock you in here, and it makes things a little more difficult. Once you can get through this one, then the other sections I find are a little bit easier. The first one, this first node is just long. It's tedious. It's boring. It's not complicated, but it is very, very. You just got to be careful with the cooldowns. Watch the ultimates. Watch their abilities, and you can get through it here with this team. And that's basically it. Hopefully helps you guys out. Hopefully you guys are able to get some value out of this video. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for tuning in as always, guys. Yeah, and hopefully good luck with your Surfer Breaker run. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.